Hello everyone, I welcome you all to the mathematics class. Our current topic is the logarithm. And from our previous classes, or let me say in the previous videos, we discussed the concept of logarithm that has to do with the use of logarithm table, which you can easily get from what? From that standard book called the four-figure table. But today, the aspect of logarithm we want to talk about is those logarithm that has nothing to do with what? With the use of four-figure table. But this aspect of logarithm then has to make use of what? Of some rules. So this earlier part of this class is now dedicated to stating those rules, that is stating those laws of logarithm, as well as talk about what? How most of those rule is what? Is derived. Because it is very necessary and important, one also knows how those what? How those laws are derived. So to start with, I want us to remember one thing, that the indices, the logarithm itself simply means a way. They both talk about what? Numbers. Common numbers that we have. What indices is talking about is another way of saying that number. 8, for instance, what indices is interested in is there any way of saying 8? That is just what the old things which we are doing in indices talks about. So one of those things is in indices we should be able to say this thing in what? In index form, and we know the plural of what? Index is what gives rise to what? To the indices. So as far as indices is concerned, indices we see 8 as what? 2 raised to power 3. Also, the counterpart of the brother of indices, that is the logarithm, also is interested in what? How this number can be written. But in its own way, whenever the number is expressed in that manner, what it gives to us is what we call what? The logarithmic representation of such a number. So as far as the logarithm is concerned, the way this number can be represented is to call it log of the number which we are talking about. So making use of what? This base of 2, and the value is going to give is the power, which is equal to 3. So we can see the figure 8 which we have has many ways by which we can represent it. One of the ways we can represent it is what? In index form, and that is what the laws of indices talk about. And rules on how those things in index form can be combined, how they can be multiplied, divide, take its square root, is what the laws of indices talk about. While in the situation of logarithm, it also talks about how do we what? Carry out basic manipulations. So that is what the logarithm as well talk about. But in this aspect of our class, we want to start with those laws. So for us to start, the first thing we are going to do is to make some what? Some assumptions. So one of the assumptions is that I'm going to say let, or I can say suppose P is a number, and we know this number can be written in index form. So if this number is written in index form, so the result it can give can be b raised to power x. Let's assume when we express this number in index form, it gave what? The result of b raised to power x. So we want to make use of two numbers this time around, and let's also think of another number q. If this q is also written in another form, that is the index form of it, the result is going to give can be something like, let's say, b raised to power y. And we can see that this information here can also be written in what? In logarithmic form. In logarithm form, is everything will now be considered in order to present this result in logarithm form. So to present it in logarithm form is to say log of, remember what we are talking about is we are talking about this number. So if after we have to take a log, it has to be log of this number which we are discussing. So that this log of this p, making use of this base. So that's the reason why my b will be here. We render the value of what? X. We give the value of what? We give the value of x. So let me also talk about the other number which I have here. I can also say that in logarithmic form, this everything I have here means log of, remember the major thing we are discussing is what? This number. Log of this cube, if its base is this same thing we use as base, if the base is b, the value it's going to produce or give to us is what? Is y. So this is the major thing that you must bear in mind before we talk about any log. Now, one of the things that can happen to this number, is that we may be interested in multiplying this number. So if multiplying this number is what we need, so we can say p multiplied by q, or write it as just pq. We mean this is in number form. In ordinary number form, what we want to do is to multiply, and how we multiply number, the ordinary number, the way we can multiply it is to call it p times q. What if the number is in index form? How is the multiplication done? We can see that multiplication is done by saying b raised to power x multiplied by b raised to power y, and we can see that b raised to power x and b raised to power y, as far as indices is concerned, can't be left this way and say we've gotten our answer. So the result it can give is to call it b raised to power x plus what? X plus y. But we want to use all of this to derive the logarithm rule for doing what? For multiplying any two numbers. So if we are to apply the concept of logarithm, what it means now is when we say log of p multiplied by the log of q, or let me just say when I say log of p multiplied by q, the result it's going to give me is, I will have to come back to this place. So when I take the log of this number, I know what the log of this number, when we are making use of what? This base. Remember, whenever you are taking log of any number, the next thing that we must consider is what base is that thing. So we can see the base we are using is b, but I'm going to use my calculation here rather than this. So log of this number, given that the base which we are using is b, will give what result? We know the result is going to give is what? The power. And what is our power here? Our power here is x plus what? Is x plus y. But we want everything to be what? To be written in logarithm form. So we can see this is not yet in logarithm. This is not yet in logarithm. And remember, when we check what we have written so far, x has already been written in logarithm form. We just go to where we said x is something, log something, we pick that, with that, we come to the conclusion of saying that what? This is the rule for what? Multiplying any two numbers in logarithm form. So that becomes log p, no pq can be pq here, base b, now gives the value of what is x? X here is log p base b, and we can see in between them is plus. What is my y? Y is read what? Log what? Log q base b. So this is the conclusion of what you want to do. So which means whenever we are asked to take the logarithm of any two products, the result is going to give it to what? Log of first of those numbers plus log of what? The second one there. So with this, I'm going to call it, I'm going to take a little time. So in the next short video, I will also come around to explain the concept of what? How two numbers can be divided. That division, how can it be represented in index form, as well as how it can be represented in logarithmic form. And whatever value it gives to us in logarithmic form now serves as what? As a rule for doing anything, be it multiplication, division, or otherwise. So thanks for this class. So we shall see shortly.